On his first day at the diving academy, Carl was doused in cold water by a white instructor that night before he could even open his eyes. The instructor ordered him to go outside for training immediately. As soon as Carl stepped out, the instructor blasted him with a high-pressure hose. That was the special treatment black trainees received at the diving academy. Before he could react, a sergeant dragged him to a water bucket, shoved his head underwater, and tortured and insulted him simultaneously, aiming to make Carl quit on his own. After all, he was the first black trainee ever admitted here. Yet this very ordeal would later make Carl the first African-American Master Chief Petty Officer in U.S. history. Of course, at this point, Carl was still just a recruit. The instructor was explaining the dangers of being a diver, stating that only 1 in 4 would graduate, and perhaps only 3 of those graduates would live to retirement, because diving was the Navy's most perilous mission. As he spoke, the instructor shoved a diving suit's belt into a recruit's arms and literally pushed him into the water. His first lesson for the trainees was about trust between teammates. One soldier's resume claimed he could hold his breath for 4 minutes, but he surfaced in less than 2. The instructor immediately dismissed him, explaining that exaggerating one's abilities would endanger the entire team. Carl began to grasp the meaning of being a diver. Sure enough, a practical lesson soon demonstrated what teamwork truly entailed. One day, the trainees were learning underwater welding when the hull suddenly struck a submerged rock, causing violent shaking. 2 trainees were thrown to the ground, and one of their diving suit air hoses got trapped. Without immediate help, he risked suffocation. As the ship continued to rock, one trainee fled in fear, abandoning his teammate. Carl immediately volunteered to rescue him. When the white soldier saw that his rescuer was Carl, the black trainee he had bullied, he was astonished. Despite the abuse Carl had endured, he had risked his life to save him. Just as the white soldier was nearly out of breath, Carl successfully reconnected his air hose. During the commendation ceremony, however, the medal went to the trainee who had fled, because in those days, black soldiers weren't deemed worthy of awards. Still, the rescued white soldier gave Carl a look of gratitude, and the deserter stood frozen, ashamed, knowing he didn't deserve the medal. Carl didn't care about the medal, but the injustice of fate was about to strike this black man again.